Welcome back, everyone, to another session of Illiterate Wenches. I'm going to start us off with a previously on, refresh everyone's memory. So let's get started with that. So last session, you all went to the city. I'm sorry, you all went to the Antara City garrison to learn about what happened to Molly, since you received news that she escaped somehow. You spoke with Lieutenant Libby and the guards who were on duty at the time of Molly's disappearance. You came to find out that they had little to say because she was gone before they realized something was amiss. You all investigated the cell that Molly was being kept in. Betty took a more investigative approach, while Danni and Folly worked together to commune with the spirits to gain insight about what happened to Molly. You were able to conclude that Molly escaped with the aid of magic, but you were unable to come up with a lead to follow up on. Um, so after that, you all left the garrison and ended your day. Harvey felt like drinking, so you all accompanied him to the tavern known as Mike's Impish Sprite. Folly left early, and then when it was time for the rest of you to leave, the rest of you went back to Betty's pad to crash. Um, Folly, uh, when they got home after leaving early, cast the divination spell and received a vision of Molly riding on a horse, seemingly fit and fine. Uh, the following morning, you all received a missive from Morgan, and you all headed to his mortuary. Once you were there, he sat you down and gave you the details of the next job he'd like you to work on, this time with a more formal contract, as requested by Betty. In an act that shocked everyone into momentary silence, Danni took the contract and burned it up, stating that they would not be going into the wastelands, as was described in the contract. After some renegotiation, you all ended up getting a better reward upon completion of the contract, and Danni seemed okay with the resulting renegotiation. You all are now getting ready to head into the wastelands, the area that has been razed by many wars over the decades and centuries, where magic has seeped into the earth itself, making it that much more hazardous to live there and travel through. So, you all are kind of sitting. I don't know if you're sitting in the office anymore while Morgan is rewriting the contract. But a couple of you leveled up. So during this kind of like downtime as you're waiting for Morgan to rewrite this contract, why don't we go over everyone who was able to level up and their new skills that they got? Let's start with Betty, since she's first on my screen.
Yeah, so I took this skill from the Rogue book, Escape Route. When you're in deep and you need a way out, roll plus dex. On a 10 plus, you're gone. On a 7 to 9, you can stay or go, but it'll cost you. You leave something behind or take something with you, the GM decides.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I think maybe it, like, the way that's visualized is like Betty clearly hasn't slept for a while, right? Like
hmm.
her eyes are kind of baggy. And there's just like a couple like interspersed scenes of her with some of her earlier adventuring partners that maybe didn't make it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Okay, that's great. Cool. I'm very excited to uh, see you use that skill later. Um, Harvey, you said you're a couple of points away, so you didn't get to level up. You're 3 points away. You're so close.
If I just get in a fight, I'll be
You'll be
golden.
golden. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully that can happen this session. Um, and then Folly, did you level up?
I did, yes. Let's see. I think the move I was planning on taking was Reaper. When you take time after a conflict to dedicate your victory to your deity and deal with the dead, you take +1 forward.
Oh, that's That sounds awesome and perfect.
It's gonna be useful. Yeah, and I think Folly's also going to take this opportunity to commune, which lets me kind of like reset my spells. And I think what it looks like from an external viewpoint is just Folly kind of sitting in the corner in Morgan's office, bent over, turned away from the rest of them, sort of silently muttering, whatever prayers they're coming up with to address Ash.
Cool. I like that. And then Danny, were you able to level up?
Not this time.
No, not this time.
I'm level 7 already.
Oh, you're level 7 already. Okay, so everyone except for Harvey is level 7, and Harvey is almost level 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So while all of you are kind of like in this moment of serenity and calmness before you start a new job, you're able to a couple of you are able to kind of self-reflect on these new skills and experiences that you've gathered over the past couple of weeks. And then after about an hour or so, Morgan finally dots the last period on the contract, and he sprinkles a little bit of sand on the ink to get it to dry a little bit quicker. And he says, "All right, it's finished. I got the contract ready to go. Please be careful. The ink is still a little wet." And he like carefully turns it over and spins it around so that you are able to read it. And he presents the newly made contract with the new reward section. You all will now be receiving 120 gold each upon completion of this contract.
Sick.
It's gonna be so much gold.
Yeah. Betty's gonna like flip through it, kind of like start doing the initials, and then finally like a signature at the back of the contract.
Perfect. Yep, Morgan takes it back, writes his own signature. And he claps his hands. He's like, "All right, are you guys ready to go? Are you ready for me to show you your donkeys?"
Yes, show me my donkey.
Yes, please.
Excellent. Morgan gets up from the desk and leads you out of the mortuary. He has like a little stable next to the mortuary, and in this stable are 3 donkeys. Danny, would you have brought your donkey? Yeah. So I think all 4 donkeys are there. Oh no, Danny, do you have a name for your donkey? I feel like you did at some point, but it's been a while.
Her name is Squirts because she poops a lot.
Yes, that is excellent. Love it. Okay. Yeah, so Morgan takes you to the stable, and there are 4 donkeys, including Squirts, and he's like, "Good luck on your mission." As Danny has already indicated, the wastelands are a pretty perilous location. So please do be safe, but I have the utmost confidence that you guys can handle yourselves out there. And he kind of gives you free rein to leave whenever you are ready. Are you guys ready to set out into the wastelands?
Yes.
Excellent. So we are going to roll the move. I always forget the move. Undertake a perilous journey move. That one states when you travel through hostile territory, we'll choose 1 member of the party to act as a trailblazer, 1 to scout ahead, and 1 to be the quartermaster. Each character with a job to do rolls plus wisdom. On a 10+, the quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. The trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. And the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. On a 7 to 9, each role performs the job as expected. The normal amount of rations are used. The journey takes about as long as expected. And no one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either. So, who would like to be the trailblazer?
I have a +0 in wisdom. So
I was going to volunteer for that one because I have +3 in wisdom.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
I
scout.
also think-
Sorry, Betty, you said you want to scout. What did you say, Folly?
No, I was going to say, I mean, narratively, it makes sense for Danny to kind of be the trailblazer, but I would be happy to be the quartermaster.
Okay, excellent. So
and I'm just looking pretty.
yeah. So everyone go ahead and make that roll and tell me what you got. So that's either really good or really bad.
That's a 6.
Ooh, as the trailblazer. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, the scout was Betty, and you
Yeah.
said you got a 13.
Yes.
So that means you will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. The quartermaster was Folly. What did you get?
I got an 11.
Ooh, you got an 11. So that means the number of rations required is reduced by 1. This journey was going to take you about, well, it was going to take you about 4 days. But our trailblazer, Danny, rolled a 6. And if they were successful, they would have reduced the time. But now I feel like it's going to take a little bit longer. So I feel like that's going to kind of cancel out the quartermaster's role, which is interesting. But I think that's just how it's going to go. So everyone's going to have to consume 4 rations. I think it's just going to take you an extra day. Danny, it's been a while since you've been in the wastelands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like you were maybe, I don't know. It was either, you can tell me how it was. Was it overconfidence or was it your hesitation? You're like, you know how you were kind of like, I don't know, your initial reaction with the contract was like, no, I don't want to do this. So I feel like Danny had this like hesitation to go back into the wastelands. Do you think it was overconfidence or like that hesitation that like maybe made you take some wrong turns or like just slowed your progress into it?
I think it was that hesitation. Like I was really nervous, and also like Danny grew up on or like near the battlefields and then moved to the city, Victor's Prize, but like hasn't spent a lot of times in this like area on the way to this city. And so like doesn't know the area super well, but is like, I can figure it out. This is my homeland. And just is super nervous knowing that this place is a death trap. And so like, yeah.
Okay, cool. I think that makes perfect sense. So you all are making this.
I have a
Oh yeah, no.
I have a question. You said it's gonna take us 4 dungeon rations to get there?
Yeah.
I have 2.
Oh.
So what happens?
You starve.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think I had 3 remaining, unless I'm allowed to like retcon and say that I bought a second set of rations.
Well, you all did have. We could do a quick flashback. I feel like that would be acceptable, since you all were in the city for a little bit and had some downtime. So if we want to like just have everyone purchase some rations to get you there. No, you don't,
I don't
do
want
that?
to. I think it's more interesting to have my question answered.
Okay.
What happens when it takes 4, but I only have 2?
You are going to get an ability.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
look at your.
You can't backtrack now.
I know I can't. I didn't ask to backtrack.
Let's see. Let me just. It's gonna be like temporary, right? Like you're just hungry. And so let me just see what the abilities are real quick. I forget what they are. These are all our NPCs, our players. There's Harvey.
I feel like it would be weak or shaky.
Yeah,
The mental social ones, they don't make sense for being hungry, and the constitution one is sick, which is not what this is.
yeah,
But strength and dexterity are weak or shaky, which I feel like are both things that I get when I do not eat enough.
For me, it's I'm weak when I'm hungry. I'm shaky when I'm dehydrated.
okay. I mean, I'm just gonna give you one.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna give you weak. Um,
Yeah. I was
um,
trying not to sway your opinion, but that's what I was hoping for.
oh no, I'm sure it's what you were hoping for. Yeah, so Harvey is feeling weak. Harvey didn't really prepare, or I don't know. Harvey didn't
No,
prepare. Well, what happened? Yeah,
so I mean he didn't prepare. Like, yes, end of the day, he did not prepare. But it wasn't that he was like, yeah, I'm gonna not bring enough food. It's like he looked at his food. He's like, okay, I got 2 days worth, and we're gonna be out in the wilds. I'm sure I can hunt something. And then I think while we were traveling, I just couldn't find like anything that I could reasonably hunt down and cook. And it's like, shit, I really should have tried to like space those rations out a little bit.
that's perfect.
I shouldn't have eaten both of those on the first day. Like, that was
On the first
probably
day.
a bad move.
Yeah.
That double ration day really got you.
You're like, this will last me for the next 3 days if I'm full right now.
Yeah, it'll get me strong enough to go hunt down a deer or something. But I think it was all just like mice.
Yeah, there's not many animals, especially not like hunting, like animals to hunt.
Harvey is truly a foreigner in these lands.
Yeah, and you're like really feeling it right now. You are feeling like sluggish and weak. Folly, you also.
I think, to be fair, I think I did not remember to buy more rations, so I feel like Folly did not remember to buy more rations. Folly was like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna grab some food from my parents' house as I'm leaving, and just didn't. So I think Folly is also gonna take weak.
Okay, excellent.
Which is not good, which I now have a -1 on strength, so
Ooh.
looking bad for me.
Okay, well, okay, that'll be well.
That
This
hurts.
Yeah, that's gonna be very interesting to see how this plans out with two members who are not feeling their greatest. Okay, so
Devon,
yeah,
and I tried to hunt for some food.
yeah. How would you like to go about doing that?
I was thinking about doing hunt and track, but um, I might wait because technically the resolution for mine was we spot any creatures before they get the jump on us,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're about to go into an encounter and it looks like something that we might cook and then eat, I might I might just do that.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. You are about to get into an encounter.
Okay. And we have the drop on it.
Yeah, right now you have the drop on it, but if you wanted to exchange your full success to a partial success, I'd allow you to hunt prior to the encounter, allowing your members to not be weak going into this encounter.
No, I mean I don't want to weasel. That sounds like
I know if this was like
backtracking.
if this was like Blaze in the Dark, this would be like a devil's bargain type situation.
Yeah, I want to fix a problem, not prevent a problem that's already happened. We already resolved that. I want to do something about it to fix it. So, yeah, I'll keep the 10 so that we can keep the jump on whatever it is that
what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, you all are traveling into the wastelands. The land is varied in the sense that sometimes there's blighted forests. Sometimes it's a little bit more lush, but it's dead quiet. Sometimes it's craggy and mountainous. The path that you are taking is on a kind of muddy, moist road. There is a forest on either side of this path. The trees are not all dead, but it's a mix of both. It's definitely on its way to being blighted in a sense. There is a thick and heavy fog that kind of permeates this area that you're walking through. But with Betty tracking ahead, you're able to spot. I think you're not able to spot it what you spot is you hear it first. You hear the sounds of people traveling. You're further ahead of the party, and you hear the sound of another group of people traveling towards your party. And so as you scout ahead, Betty, you're able to kind of use the fog and the trees as cover, and you spot a traveling group. You see that there are about six people who are surrounding this flatbed wagon that is being led by an ox, and on this wagon is a troll that is strapped down and chained to the wagon. The troll is still alive. It's also it's also gagged, but it's still like making grunting sounds, and it's trying to free itself of its restraints. So you're able to see all of this without this group of travelers noticing you, and you have plenty of time to get back to the party to kind of let them know.
Are trolls? Sorry, I was just gonna say, are trolls? Are they kith? Are they like? Would they normally be considered like a group of like people that that you could converse with and trade with, or is in this world is a troll more akin to like a bear, and they have chained up a bear? Because I feel like that's going whether or not this is them carrying a wild animal versus human trafficking.
Yes,
right?
yes. It's definitely the latter. Trolls.
Okay.
Trolls do have like a modicum of intelligence. They can say a few words, but generally they do not have communities. They are generally solitary creatures who live in forests, and they are essentially, like you said, like a bear. They like a bear. Even a bear has intelligence, right? These trolls though can speak a little bit, but they're not someone you're going to be able to trade with necessarily.
But so this is not necessarily like this is more akin to when we dealt with the Griffin poachers, and not human and not like trafficking.
Yes, and on that point, I'll actually give you this extra bit. You recognize the person leading these group of these people who have captured this troll.
Oh, does he have a P in his forehead?
He does not have a P in his forehead. It is the one who got away. His name was Willowfang.
Okay.
And so you have a pretty good like indication that he's back to poaching.
See, he didn't learn his lesson.
Yeah, well, this one
about to.
Yeah, well, Willowfang didn't get the P in his head, so he didn't get really punished. He was able to escape without any sort of, too bad of a punishment.
Well, I think we're gonna rectify that that misstep.
Yeah,
So what do you want to do, Betty? You kind of have all this information a little bit. What do you want to do?
I backtrack. I come up to the group, and you said that we're going through an area that's like kind of like hilly and muddy.
Yeah,
But I
hell
guess
yeah.
my question is, we're not taking a path, are we?
you guys are kind of on like a muddy road. Yeah, it's like a path that's going through this forest.
And are there like hills and stuff?
It's less hilly and more foresty, I would say.
Okay, cool. So I'll kind of have everybody situated so that we can kind of use line of sight to our advantage, so that we can still get the drop on them. And in as few words as possible, I'll just say, one of the poachers that we dealt with the griffins is up ahead. They got an axe, dinner, and they got a troll chained up that we could let go. You know, I'd like to do that. I think we go over the hill. I think I make the first attack there, and then we rush them. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Before you make an attack, I want to defend Betty. Just in
Oh.
case they have ranged weapons and immediately attack back. Or I mean, I guess I can do it after you attack. I just want to establish I want to do this like before shit starts breaking out.
Yeah, I think that's a move that you can take as someone is being attacked type thing.
It's as someone is being cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. That's kind of like my understanding of it.
Okay, cool. Then I will hang off until somebody decides to try to attack Betty. Or anyone else, frankly.
Or well, I suppose you could do it prior to, because it's like the language of the move is when you stand in defense of a person, item, or location, you can make this roll, and then like
yeah, it just feels like a preemptive move to me, which is why I was going for that. But if you're saying I can do it like reactively, then I'm gonna do that.
yeah, I think it's both. I think you could do it preemptively, and I think you can do it reactively.
Okay. Yeah, I will hang off until it comes up then.
All right, excellent. So it sounds like Betty, you're gonna take the first hit. Are you guys on the path and just kind of like going head on? Or are you kind of like off the path?
We went up to the hill, right?
Yeah, we're kind of we're like moving. We're using the terrain
Yeah.
to avoid line of sight until we're ready to make our attack, and then because we have to drop on them, can I make one setup move?
Yeah. Tell me what you want to do.
I just wanted to cast magic weapon on my crossbow.
Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Is that a move? Do you have to roll for that?
I mean, it's cast spell.
Oh, okay, sure. Could you go ahead?
It's the same. It's like if I was a cleric. That's a 12. So
okay, so you get
I
to
don't
do that
think I
without
have any
any
side
consequences.
So I've done that.
Okay, and
I
this first attack will also be made with advantage, just so that you know.
Oh,
Also, speaking of
sick.
spells,
Yeah.
speaking of spells, I would like to cast Bless on Betty to give her +1 ongoing as long as she stands and fights.
Oh my god, cool.
And also, Devon, I have coated my my arrows in serpent spears poison. So
Okay, so
I'm about to ruin this man's whole career.
I cannot wait to see you one shot this dude.
Okay.
Okay, so there it is.
You said roll with advantage.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
Okay.
Okay, that was a partial success. So Betty, you do get +1.
Okay. So that I rolled a 7 on the dice. I have a total of +7 to volley right now.
Oh my
So
you can't
that's a
fail.
14.
Actually, it's a 14.
Yeah, that's 14.
Okay, In 2 seconds, I just want to get Folly. What penalty did you choose?
Let's see. I think my casting distances me from my deity. Actually, no. I think after it is cast, the spell is revoked by my deity, so I can't cast Bless again until I next commune.
Okay, that's excellent. Well, not excellent, but thank you for telling me. Okay, Betty, you take this time to set up the perfect shot. With the aid of Folly, you feel the sense. What do you feel when Folly blesses you?
It's very weird. I think uncanny is the right word because Folly's been casting this magic on me for a while, but as of recently, most of the magic that I've been using is from, a different member of the Council of Death. And so it feels familiar, but it's just like slightly different than what I've grown accustomed to. It's less hostile.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. That's so cool. Okay. You line up this perfect shot. You're feeling this divine sense of just this like extra bit of power and mental acuity. Who are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for the person who got away last time.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Let's see what happens. You succeeded on your roll, right?
Yeah. So it's not crazy damage. It's 4 damage, but I did have those serpent tears. So now that he has been poisoned, whenever from throughout the rest of the fight, any damage that we deal to him, you roll your damage with advantage.
Oh shit. Okay.
Nice.
That's super cool. All right. Let me just track this down.
Ooh, and then what if I get a hit off on this guy? He's gonna take poison damage to the degree of -1d4 damage
Oh,
from his own attacks.
He's gonna feel so bad.
2 different poisons.
Serpent's Tears gives advantage on attack from attackers, right? On the damage dice.
Yeah, that's what I had written down.
Okay. Perfect. You land a shot square in this guy's shoulder. You can almost feel the thunk as it enters this person's body, and he yelps, and he's actually gonna fall off of his horse that he's riding.
Nice.
And
I do want to say the +7 was because I was attacking with Bleu. So, and Bleu is a monster now.
yes,
I took an ability that made Bleu a monster. So Bleu, who he vaguely remembers probably, has like sprinted ahead of us and is the size of like a Neapolitan Mastiff on steroids with like a skull white face and like albino white and pink jowls.
That's absolutely horrifying.
That
I
is
love
terrifying.
it.
I think that's why he falls off of his horse. I think right as the arrow kind of like thunks into your shoulder, Bleu gets close enough, and the horse, I don't know what the term is, but it rears onto its hind legs and it bucks. Yeah, it bucks off this poacher, and this poacher falls off into this muddy road with kind of a wet splash. And he yells out, "We're under attack!" And the battle ensues. I think you all are gonna get an attack before they start doing anything to you. So, who would like to attack next?
Danni, are you gonna go?
I'm not gonna attack, but I'm gonna say that I just shout out before we start. Don't kill him until I have a chance to study his essence.
Gotcha.
I feel like because like these poachers probably travel these lands often, it would be good for like going into town, you know?
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
That's a really good idea. I got you. Okay. How far is this guy from me right now?
I think Betty's range on the crossbows is near, so I think everyone is within a near range right now.
Okay. Can I get within a reach range, like, and make an attack?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I want to like push ahead of everybody except for Blue, obviously.
Okay.
And like whip out my flail. And yeah, gonna do some silly little spins as I send it careening towards this guy's head.
Oh my god. Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and make a hack and slash.
Hack and slash. Nope. That didn't
No?
go through, did it?
Oh.
Oh no, I went to damage instead of hack and slash.
That's a solid roll. So go ahead and roll your damage. And then you obviously have that option to... God damn, your damage is so good. That is crazy. Okay.
So now he's also poisoned and takes minus 1d4 damage to anything he doles out.
That is crazy. Okay. So this guy is not feeling good at all. He, as soon as he started to like try and sit up to recover from his fall, he gets a flail to his head. He was like luckily like wearing a helm, but you know that only helps a little bit. So he's still alive and everything, but he is badly injured, and he's like his face is bleeding, and he's got that arrow still stuck in his shoulder. And he yells out another yelp of pain. He deals 1d4 less damage now, right?
Yes.
So Harvey has joined the fray. Folly or Danni, would you like to do anything?
Yeah. A quick question. I know you said this earlier, but just to remind me, how many poachers are there, including this guy?
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there are 6 poachers. Folly, what would you like to do?
I would like to cast one of the wizard spells that I got from Zeruli's
Ooh,
spell book for the first
Nice.
time.
cool.
Also, quick clarifying question, Devon. Do I roll these as plus int because that's how wizard spells are rolled, or do I roll this as plus wisdom?
Oh, I would say you still have to roll it as a plus int, since it's a
Okay.
wizard spell. But
Thought I should double that does make sense, and I did take I did increase my int my 1.
oh, nice. I know that's how that works in
I'm-
D&D.
Yeah, it hasn't affected the modifier yet, but I was thinking about it. Cool. I will go ahead and roll that. What I'm trying to do is cage. The target is held in the cage of magical force. Nothing can get in or out. The cage remains until you cast another spell or dismiss it. When the spell is ongoing, the cage creature can hear your thoughts and you cannot leave sight. I
Whoa.
would like to cage our old poacher friend for a moment to make sure he doesn't start causing trouble while he's in there, and hopefully kind of save him until Danni can study his essence. That is going to be a 7.
Cool. So I think the penalties are the same as your cast a spell. So you successfully cast it, but you suffer a penalty. You draw unwelcome attention. You take a -1 ongoing for casting. We'll just say wizard spells, and then or your spell is revoked. It kind of like flees your memory, and you can't cast it until you study it again.
Okay, yeah, not the most interesting, but I think I'll take the third one again. I think Folly cast this and then kind of realizes that they no longer remember the words. But yeah, I think.
Is this your first wizard spell?
This is the first time I've cast a wizard spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I feel like it's kind of like a new type of magic, and
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So, what does this cage look like as it kind of like magically appears around this lead poacher?
Yeah, so if I recall correctly, when Zeruli cast it, it kind of looked like sort of a cage made out of like glowing light. I think it looks similar, but like the color of the light is a little bit different. It's a little bit duller. The kind of bars of the cage like waver a little bit. But this poacher Willowfang is he's kind of like struggling to rise up. This cage materializes around him, and part of the spell says the cage creature can hear my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I think as Folly casts this spell, she kind of like thinks, you're not gonna get away with it this time.
Does the language of the spell say that you can hear his thoughts? Can like he project his thoughts back into it?
I don't believe so, no. Or
Okay.
it doesn't say that, at least.
Okay. Then I think what's gonna happen is, since Harvey's kind of close, he's gonna hear Willowfang growl. He's gonna be like, "Oh, not these fuckers again," and he's gonna like.
It is indeed these fuckers.
It sure is.
He's gonna like try and
That
get up.
should be our team name.
These fuckers.
I love it.
It's so good. Yeah, so Willowfang's gonna like try and sit up and like test the magical bars and realize that there's not much that he can do from inside of this cage. And then Danni, what are you going to do as you see this battle start to unfold in front of you? Danni,
So Danny's gonna shapeshift.
you're gonna shapeshift. What are you gonna shapeshift into?
I was thinking about like maybe a scorpion.
Ooh. Okay. That sounds awesome. I think the wasteland scorpions grow a little bit bigger here. And so I think you're gonna be like a dog-sized scorpion. Like obviously you won't be as tall as a dog, but like about that size of like a medium-sized dog.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's
Like a
gonna
corgi?
be like a corgi, maybe a little bit bigger than a corgi. But like I mean, I guess like you'll be that low to the ground. But it's gonna be gross and creepy for sure.
That's
Porky
so
is the dog I think of when I think of a medium-sized dog.
Okay, I'm
Oh.
gonna roll. Here we go.
Maybe I think I just have a bad concept of small and medium. I don't my
got
concept of dog sizes is bad. I'm sorry, Danni. Please go ahead.
That's me. I got a 9, which is 2 holds.
Ooh, okay, excellent. So you transform into this scorpion. What color is the scorpion?
I think I'm like kind of a rusty red.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Okay, so you turn into this rusty red giant scorpion. Big scorpion. There are giant scorpions, and those definitely earn that classification. You turn into this big red rusty colored scorpion. What do you do now that you're in this form?
How many poachers are there?
There are 6, including the one
Okay.
who is now caged.
Oh, I have a question, Devon.
Okay, yeah.
It's about the scorpion thing, because me and River were talking, and we were wondering when it says that when you transform, if you're a druid, and you get like the inherent traits of like certain animals, does that mean that if you take the form of like a naturally like dexterous or like ambush attacker, that when you do hack and slash, you can roll with dex?
Yeah, I would say that would make sense. Or like if you turn into like a monkey, you can climb really well. Like it wouldn't even be like you probably wouldn't even need to roll a defy danger to climb like a crazy tree or something type thing.
Mhm.
Or you turn into a dolphin, you can swim and be underwater for an incredibly long time.
Also, I found a list on my character sheet that I had not been paying any attention to of common animal moves, and one of them is poisonous. So I guess I don't have to use that as my special move. It's just like an inherent move if I'm a poisonous scorpion.
You are, yes. I think that's fine. I think no, I think that makes sense. So we can come up with a different move for your scorpion if you want. I feel like scorpions, have like two modes of attack. They got their pincers, and they
Yeah.
got their stinging tail.
Okay. Yeah. I want to run at the poacher that's nearest to me and try to sting them.
Okay. Let's see. The poacher that's nearest to you, his name is Merle Stone. Go ahead and give. You're gonna try and sting him. You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a hack and slash.
Okay. Would that be Dex in this case? Or is that a strength?
That's a good question. We'll go with. Well, we'll go with.
Feels
which
like Dex,
it feels like
right?
Dex to me, right? Because the stinger, you're trying to like pretty accurately get your stinger into this dude. So yeah. So go ahead and roll the Dex on the hack and slash.
Okay. Oh, great. 10.
Solid. That's a full success. So you get to deal your damage, and deal your damage, and you also poison this dude probably.
Yeah, so probably the stinger isn't a lot of damage, but it like does a poison thing.
Yeah, I think
Right.
the damage will be the same as your character damage.
Okay. And do we still have advantage on damage?
Oh, I think. Oh, who has advantage on damage? No, not on this
You
dude.
have advantage on damage against the guy who's
On Willowfang,
Oh,
Hey,
and not
right,
this
right.
person. But yeah. I was gonna say you did have advantage on this attack, but you succeeded already, so that's negligible.
Cool. Okay. I got a 5.
On the damage?
Uh-huh.
Excellent. You're gonna deal some damage to this dude, and you're gonna poison him. I think the poison is going to be similar to the poison that is on Harvey's weapon. So this person is now going to have a minus D4 to his attack rolls, or a minus D4 to his damage.
Cool.
That's actually sucks for this guy. This guy only has a D6 on his damage, so could be real bad for him. Okay. So all of you now got the drop on all these folks. You all got in a free hit. There's chaos and pandemonium as you close in on all of these poachers. When suddenly you hear a yell from the other side of the road. And it says, looks like the party started without us, and two more riders come out of the woods.
Do any of them have a P on their forehead?
Yes. One of them has a P
Oh.
on their forehead, and they take a shot at the person who was driving the oxen, or the ox. And and they start attacking the poachers alongside of you.
What? What?
But
Maybe
then
they're just in competition.
But then at the same time, just to add more chaos to the pandemonium that's going on, you feel thumps in the earth as two more trolls run up out of the forest. And they are just kind of roaring as they close the distance to the poachers. Everyone's kind of ganging up on these poachers, but the trolls don't really know what's going on, and they're gonna attack everyone. We see one of the two horseback riders who emerge from the forest take a couple of shots with their crossbows at a couple of the poachers. Alex West.
I'm so confused.
What's up?
No, just
by
what's
going on. Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have been using a crossbow on horseback, I suppose. A little bit of damage from the leading attacker, who has a P scar in the middle of their forehead, and then another person gets hit for a little bit of damage. And so everyone is taking hits now. The trolls come in, and they're gonna hit another poacher. The guy in the back, the poacher in the back, gets hit real hard by the trolls, and he is not looking hot at all. He gets hit kind of like in the upper part of his head and torso, like his torso, like kind of in this general area. He takes a club there and is knocked off of his horse, and is kind of writhing in pain on the ground, trying to recover. What do you guys want to do now that all of this is taking place?
Question, like if this would be common knowledge,
Sure.
how do trolls feel about fire?
They don't like it, and this is further reinforced because there are two folks who were kind of standing next to the flatbed wagon, and they both had torches carrying them close by the troll.
And
yeah,
what would it take to free this troll who's currently chained up?
It would take some sort of action.
If I understand and can speak to animals, right?
Yeah.
And we've established that these trolls are more similar to animals than they are to, like,
more intelligent creatures.
Yeah. Can I understand? Can I understand if they're saying anything as they're charging in?
Yeah, I think for you it's a little bit harder for everyone else to understand, but I think for you, Betty, you're able to kind of like understand that they're kind of yelling, "Free Rosie! We must free our sister!" And they're kind of just like shouting that as kind of like a battle cry as they charge into the fray.
And the troll is like chained with like metallic chains. Is she like chained to anything or anyone specific?
She's chained to the flatbed wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like
they are metallic chains? Sorry, go ahead, Harvey.
Is it like 4 different things mounting her to the wagon, or is it like all the chains coalesce and are mounted at like one spot or 2 spots? Like what is the chain setup?
Sure. I think there's like rails on the side of the flatbed, and the chains are kind of like straps, and so they're kind of like strapped, like there's a strap against her there's a chain across her chest, there's a chain across her belly, there's a chain on her thighs, there's a chain on her legs, and I think that's about it. So she's chained down by like 4 different sets of chains.
Are they padlocked to the side of the wagon?
They are, yes.
Folly, did you have an idea for freeing her? If because we're all leaning towards that, right? I think that's what we should do.
I'm definitely on the same page. I mean, even before we took the break, my next move was gonna be to fire a bolt at one of the padlocks if there was a padlock.
That's what I was starting to talk about before Devon was like, "Okay, we're taking a break." Yeah, I was like, I think we definitely need to switch course to just freeing this troll and then getting them out of here. I don't know about y'all, and as fun of a fight as I'm sure it would be, I don't think Harvey's too interested in just killing a troll who is getting poached.
Yeah, and I feel like freeing her is maybe going to indicate to the other 2 trolls that we are not their enemies, and hopefully kind of keep them on our side a little bit. I did not have anything specific in mind. So if you had a specific, either Betty or Harvey had a specific thing they wanted to do that would help free this troll, like feel free.
I do have an idea. Since she's just strapped to the rails, could I like break through both of them with like one roll?
Both rails?
Both rails on the side of the wagon that she's chained to.
I don't know about both at the same time.
Well, I was also planning to shoot. Can we each, if there's 2, if you said there's a couple of locks?
Yeah. There's
can
like
Harvey and Betty tag team to break these locks that are chaining this troll.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. How?
Because I'm at a distance, Harvey is up close. I'm assuming Harvey's going to do what he does best and hit it with his flail.
Yep.
Right. I was going to have Bleu rush over, kind of like pull the chain into like a more advantageous position for me, and then I was going to take the shot. I don't know if it's volley or I have called shot, which usually refers to, like, you have to pick a spot on the body
Yeah.
that you want to hit.
Yeah. I think for called shot, I think it's specifically for creatures that you're shooting and not objects. So I think
is this a volley?
I think it would be a volley. Yeah.
Okay.
And then
and then I know Harvey has a move specifically for breaking shit.
Oh, I kind of thought this was probably going to be a defy danger. Since I'm trying to act despite danger. Because my move specifically for breaking shit would be probably the worst thing for me right now.
What's the move? I just out of curiosity, I forgot what the move was.
Bend bars, lift gates.
Oh.
When you use pure strength to destroy an inanimate obstacle.
Okay, so instead of that, you're gonna try and whack it with your flail, basically with a hack and slash.
Oh, if hack and slash works, yes.
Or you said defy danger, right? Because you're kind of
just assuming, because I'm not trying to just deal damage.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make an action.
I think you're right, but I think it's gonna be a defy danger so that you can make the attack.
So am I gonna have to make 2 rolls, or we're just wrapping it into one, and you're just saying like that's the narrative?
I think for Betty, she can make it with just a volley since she's kind of at a distance and outside of the normal danger. Well, is she though? Because everyone's
establish they have ranged weapons.
They do have ranged weapons, yeah. So everyone has kicked into gear.
What if we both make a defy danger real quick?
Yeah.
And then with the risk being basically like we get shot at or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
you can you can see if you can actually make the attack to break the chains. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it.
And if we get a mixed success, it'll be like we get some cuts and scratches, but we can still make the move. It's really we just can't make the move if we get like a 6 or lower.
Okay, yeah. So both of you take a defy danger as you guys are kind of acting to make a more specific move.
Is it Dex? Is it Con?
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit up to you. I think Charm and Wiz isn't gonna work, or Int. I think Dex or Con would probably be the best move for you, Harvey.
That's an 11 on a dexterity roll from Betty.
Yeah, 10 on a dex roll from Harvey.
Excellent. You kind of, both of you, we kind of like see 2 different shots of Betty kind of like avoiding bolts from crossbows being shot at her. And we see Betty, or we don't see Betty, we see Harvey avoiding a couple of sword slashes and spear thrusts as he makes his way closer to the wagon.
And I'd like to say narratively, he was kind of twirling the whole way to build up momentum in his flail for bringing it like up and down to avoid hitting anybody so the momentum doesn't get stopped. So that when he hits it, just boom.
That's super cool. Yeah, we see Harvey kind of like more gracefully avoiding these attacks as he works up to build momentum for this swing that he's about to make. Both of you go ahead and make, Betty, make the volley check, and then Harvey, make your hack and slash check.
Hell yeah.
13.
Oh no, 7. Okay, a 7. I mean,
you still do it.
Fail.
Nope. You're good. What was yours, Betty?
13.
13. All right. We'll resolve Betty's first. What does it look like when you lodge when you launch a bolt at this wagon to try and break these locks.
I mean, so real quick, do I need to roll damage to break the lock, or do I succeed in breaking the padlock?
I'm just gonna say you succeed in breaking the padlock. I don't think there was a threshold you needed to beat. I think just one solid hit is all it's gonna take.
I think you said there's a couple chains that go over the top of this troll.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Bleu can understand me now. I can speak to animals. Part of this this strange connection that I suddenly have to a more natural and more divine kind of space. And I yell to him that I can't get the shot on the lock because the lock and the chain is kind of loose. It's got just a little bit of give. And because of that, the padlock has been kind of pulled down onto the inner side of the carriage. And Bleu kind of hops up and pulls it out and then ducks out of the way right as and as it's like being pulled down, this troll is starting to resist, right? So when I take the shot and I fire this high-powered crossbow bolt into this padlock, the padlock kind of springs and bursts. The little inner mechanisms kind of fly whichever way. And because the troll is resisting, one of these chains just flings to the side, and it's this heavy metal chain almost hits one of the poachers. It like snaps right in front of his face as he's ugh.
That's so cool. I love the way that looks. Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
what does it look like when you do what you're trying to do?
Yeah, so like you just see him twirling across the battlefield this whole time as the flail never stops moving. And it just comes to an end as he stops and lets the full momentum of it just crash down into the side. I feel like it does a little bit of damage to like the wheel underneath it as the carriage just
Kind of tilts off kilter a little bit.
yeah, just for like a second. Nothing too substantial because this is just flavor.
Yeah.
But I think because it got a partial success, he definitely overestimated like how much momentum he was building up and throws himself entirely off balance.
Yeah, which opens you up to an attack that you didn't see
Yes.
coming necessarily. One of the trolls sees you flailing your weapon, has no idea what you're about to do with it, sees that you're getting closer to its troll sister that is trying to rescue. Gonna take a club, just whack you, man. Gonna whack Harvey. He's gonna deal.
I would like to use my move, divine intervention, which allows me to spend a hold when your ally takes damage to call on your deity to intervene with an appropriate manifestation and negate the damage.
Whoa!
Oh, thank you.
That's great. Where did you get the hold from?
The hold was from the last time I communed. And I believe I stated that I communed when earlier we were waiting for Morgan.
Yes, you did.
I definitely remember that.
Yeah,
You did.
Yeah. So go ahead. You have to cast a spell, right?
I don't have to cast a spell. This is just a move.
There's just a move? My God.
What does it look like? How am I saved?
Yeah. Please describe how you use this move.
Okay, yeah, Devon, how was the troll attacking Harvey?
The troll was about to basically smash Harvey in the chest with its club.
Okay, I think what happens. What material is the club made out of? Is it like wood, stone?
It's a wooden club. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As the troll raises his club up and is about to bring it down over Harvey's head, I think like if the camera's like close up on this club, and you kind of see these like fine tendrils of some kind of like fungal growth like sprouting out through the club, and it turns at the last minute, just like Harvey hears it like whooshing by his ear, and there is this fine like kind of like network of fungal growth like growing over this club, and kind of like almost like it has a life of its own.
I love it.
That's wild. That's so cool. So cool. Two chains flip off of the troll that's on this flatbed wagon. A troll that was about to attack Harvey whiffs its attack as this magical fungus kind of grows on its club and sends it into sends it away off its attack. Danni, what are you doing when all this is happening?
Probably not being quite as helpful, but I do have another hold. So, is there anybody nearby that I can sting as well?
Yeah, there are definitely plenty of people to sting. The last person you stung was Merle, if I'm not mistaken.
Merle, his name is Merle. I regret it now. I take it back.
But I think if you wanted to, the person that the trolls attacked in the back, his name is Tanlanar Windwhisper. He's close to death. He's knocking on death's door. If you wanted to focus your attention on him.
Yeah, let me lead him to the exit. Okay, can I just roll damage? Or no, wait. I need to roll to attack. We said it was dex, yeah?
It depends on how you're attacking. Are you using your stinger again, or are you using your pincers?
Stinger.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, then go ahead and use dex for your hack and slash roll.
8 + 1, 9.
9. So that is a partial success. So you'll still get to roll your damage, but you're going to take some damage against you as well. So tell me what it looks like. Well, roll your damage, and then we'll just figure out what it looks like in the fiction.
Okay. 6 damage.
Would you like to describe what it looks like when you kill this person?
Oh, okay. Well, he's already down, probably, right?
Yeah, he was like on the ground. He's bleeding pretty heavily in the chest and kind of face and neck area. He was just trying to like get up, essentially, trying to like recover.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna crawl all the way on top of him, and that probably would spook him a little bit. And then the last thing he sees on this earth is just like a oversized pincher like coming at his face.
Oh no! Does it like go through his eyeball type thing? Not to get too crazy, but like, do you just like one last hit?
A good idea, because then you can go to the brain, make it quick.
Make it that final, instant.
Yeah, I like that, Devon.
Yeah.
Where your mind's at.
That's just how I was like imagining it. As soon as you said you're gonna crawl up on this dude, I was like, oh yeah, that stinger's just going right into that dude's dome.
Yo.
Okay. Unfortunately, you were slightly distracted by crawling on you were very focused on finishing this dude off, and this poacher had a partner right next to him. I believe her name is Piercer, and she's going to she's still on her horse, and she's actually going to take her lance and take a stab at you, and she's going to hit you for 3 damage.
Okay, girl boss. I have a question.
Yeah.
When I'm in a different form, I probably don't have my armor on anymore, right?
I feel like we've established that you do get to keep your armor, like whatever your armor is, you kind of get to still add that.
So if I have 3 armor, does that mean my armor's broken, or does that mean it just doesn't hit?
It just means it doesn't hit, or it doesn't deal you any damage.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do you have 3 armor?
Yeah, because I have two, one armor, one shield, and then I have a move called Bark Skin, where if my feet are touching the floor. Oh wait, but my feet aren't touching the floor right now, so 2 armor.
Okay.
Also, I think shields we established. You have to be
Wouldn't
holding
go
them.
with me. That makes sense. Okay, so
Only because there were a couple times where Harvey specifically, we had to come up with a ruling, and Harvey has said like multiple times he feels naked without his shield, so he never lets go of it.
okay.
I don't know if he said naked. I might be embellishing.
It's
Uh,
very possible that happened.
It doesn't seem too out of character. Okay, so I guess I won't give you your armor for your shield, but it'll still be like for the armor that you're equipped, like wearing.
So I would just take 2 damage.
Yeah. I think what's gonna happen next is those 2 people who are coming in from the side are gonna kind of close the distance, and they're gonna start poking at people. They're gonna do a little bit more damage to some folk. God. Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm rolling for them and their damage, so they're not doing too great. So your little, not your little, your unknown allies are still engaged with the other poachers. The trolls have kind of pushed out of the way Merle to get to the flatbed, and now that you've released some of the chains on that flatbed, I think the trolls have the opportunity they need to like get the rest of the chains off. And now the troll that was on the flatbed is now free and rips the gag that was in its mouth off of her face, and she just roars, and she's going to punch the ox driver in the head, and
That's crazy.
What's crazy?
There's just something so funny about like it wouldn't be that crazy if she killed him with a club, but there is something that's like really brutal and fucked up and like scary to think about, like a troll punching you so hard in the back of the head that like the back of your skull collapses. You ever think about that? Like have you ever thought about like if you fought a gorilla, maybe a gorilla could rip you in half, right? And that's fine. But what if a gorilla just punched you so hard that your head caved in? That's crazy.
It totally could too. Gorillas are like crazy strong.
Yeah.
I can't say that that is something that I think about often, but I am thinking about it now.
You know, sometimes it's less about the amount of time that you think about it and more about the vividness.
You only need to think about it once. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is terrifying. I will definitely confirm that thought is terrifying.
It'd be a quick way to go, at least.
It was a quick way to go for the ox driver, who's now dead. They did not survive this enraged troll's punch, and they are no longer amongst the living. Yeah, the poachers are not looking great. I don't think. Let's see, what am I gonna... I mean, I think you guys are good to what do you guys do now? The troll is free. The trolls are kind of still angry and kind of looking to attack anyone who's nearby. What do you guys want to do next?
I want to summon my burning brand. So
and I would like to parlay with the trolls.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Zach, yours seems easier, so we'll just resolve yours real quick.
And it's kind of in tandem with the parlay, I think. I'm just trying to get them to go away.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we'll see, because I don't know what Betty wants to do if that's the case. So, Betty, in what way are you trying to parlay with them?
I was just, because I can speak to them, so I was just trying to get them to be like, we freed her. We want her to go. We want you to go. Like we don't want any problems.
Okay, cool.
I just want to establish like that we don't want to hurt them, but that if they want to fight us, it's going to be so much trouble for them to try to fight us, considering that we don't want to fight them, right?
Yeah. Okay. And then Zach, you want to use your burning brand to help Betty
Essentially.
on this parlay. You can just do your burning brand, right? You don't have to roll for that. Do
No,
you?
I have to roll.
You do
I
have to
always
roll.
get it. I get it no matter what.
Yeah.
It's just about how many charges.
Right. Okay.
It's similar to the Druid.
To the Druid shapeshift. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Or it's no, sorry, not. I always can get 3 hold on it.
It's the
about how many
tags.
tags I get. It's the tags.
Yeah.
And 11.
Solid. Since it was successful, I don't need to like make any choices, right? On those tags, you can kind of pick and choose. On 10, you get to choose 2 of the following tags. On 7 to 9, you only get to choose 1.
Okay, that's weird. On the character sheet I have, it just says on a 7 to 9, choose 1 additional. So that's confusing, but okay. Either way, so I get 2. So I'm going to do just hand and
Oh,
we're going to keep the dangerous tag.
cool.
So instead of being a flail.
Oh, no. So you're taking hand and what else?
And remove the dangerous tag.
No, and remove the dangerous tag. I thought you said keep it. And I was like, okay, I understand. You're good to go.
Yeah, I was going to, and then I was like, I don't really want +1 damage because I'm not really trying to fight here. So yeah, I think the way it looks this time is my hand just catches on fire.
Cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's like probably about the size of a torch in terms of flame size, but it's just my hand.
It's on fire and you're not in pain. And it's a little intimidating. Okay. Betty, go ahead and make that parlay. You're basically trying to convince them to leave and that you don't want to fight them. And that it would be kind of like in their best interest to just flee.
Do I get a +1 from
You do
Harvey?
get oh. Yeah, I'm supposed to make you also roll the helper or aid or interfere move, Harvey.
On it.
That's plus bond, so it'll probably just be +1. Solid. You get the +1, Betty. But if something bad happens, Harvey will be roped into whatever bad thing happens.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I have a +2 because I'm allowed to add. It says when you parlay, you can add your animal companion's cunning to your roll.
Cool.
So that's +2. Plus, I got the +1 from Zach, and I get the +1 from Bless, which is still active until this encounter is done.
Yes. Sorry, to go back to Bless. Bless doesn't have the if you cast another spell, it dissipates, right? Folly?
No.
Okay.
Bless
perfect.
does have you take a -1 ongoing while this spell is ongoing.
Ah.
Or you take a -1 ongoing to cast other spells.
To cast other spells. Okay, gotcha.
Holy moly. It's a good thing I got all those bonuses because I rolled a 3 on the dice. So with a +4, that's a mixed success.
Okay.
That's a 7.
Interesting. Okay, so on a mixed success, they'll do what you ask, but they need some sort of concrete assurance of your promise right now.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how that would need to look.
I have an idea. It said if things go wrong, I get roped into it. Could it be somebody attacking the troll, but me getting in the way and taking harm?
That could work.
Like the one that we just freed, and it's like as they're kind of like questioning that, like someone like fires an arrow while I
kind of jump in front of it. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works. So let's see who's gonna attack you. It looks like it's gonna be Merle, but Merle has bad damage, so it's not gonna be a lot. You step in front of his attack. He was trying to attack you with a crossbow. No, I'm sorry, not with a crossbow, with a short sword. He was kind of like he has like a short sword and a torch in in each of his hands, and he's running after the troll that just escaped, and is about to try and attack it when you kind of step in front of Merle, and Merle takes a swing at you with his short sword, but he only deals 1 damage, which which is like a glancing blow. Like it's not even a blow. Like Harvey just can just like stand there and take it, and without any consequence.
That is 1/5 of my armor.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I think how it looks is like he's like waving the torch, trying to hit her with it since they don't like fire.
Yeah.
And I grab his hand with my burning hand, just leaving my flail, or since it's my flail hand, since my other hand's kind of preoccupied with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
I like drop my flail to grab his hand, and he like just hits me on the side of the armor. Just really?
Yeah, he's like this is yeah, it was like nothing, and Merle's just angry, you know. This troll was going to be a good payout for him, and you're preventing him from getting
Fuck your payoff.
his money. But in that act of like kind of like defense of the troll, it really sold what Betty was saying, because you stopped that poacher from getting the escaped troll. They're able to, all 3 trolls are now together. I think they turn around, they look at the poachers, and they growl one last time, and I think they look at Betty one last time, and then they flee into the forest. You then hear a wild shout from Willowfang, who's in the cage. His hands are like grabbing the cage, and he's like screaming like hysterically, "No!" And he's clearly very upset. Let's see. So Merle's kind of being held up by Harvey. Like they're kind of like engaged. That's a perfect word. Okay, so there's only a few poachers left. One of them is caged. One of them is engaged with Harvey. One of them is engaged with the two hunters, and then one is engaged with Danni. Let's flop back over to Danni. Danni, Piercer is trying to pierce you with her lance. What do you want to do about that?
That's so rude. Okay. Well, I'm out of my scorpion form because I only had 2 holds.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna try to shapeshift into something else.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I want to be in my rock form.
Rock boy.
Right. Solid. Yeah, go ahead and make your shapeshift roll.
That's a 15.
You've taken this rock form many a time, haven't you? I feel like this is one of your like staple forms. This one just comes naturally to you. You're this rock, this humanoid rock form. And so
I wish I had a catchphrase. I'd probably just say like, "Get ready to get stuck between a rock and a hard place," or like something corny.
That's perfect.
To rock your world.
Oh god.
That's so good. Yeah, I say that, and then I shift up.
Excellent. You're now in this rock form. Piercer is a little taken aback, but they're still going to try and attack you. Yeah, they're gonna try to attack you again. Test out how much of a rock you actually are. How do you want to deal with their attack?
Well, my rock form has 2 moves, and one of them is close ranks, where I just turn into a regular ass boulder and I resist damage.
That's incredible. Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah.
So cool. Do you resist all damage, or do you like just increase your armor type thing?
I
Does-
think
does
I
it say?
increased my armor, but I don't know by how much. This is one of those things where it's like we developed the move together, but we didn't specify really.
Yeah, we should have done that, huh?
Yeah, maybe it's like +2 to armor or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel because you're now just a rock. Uh,
So I just rewatched it, like when you first did the rock form.
Mhm.
We didn't establish something formal, but we did say that when you are in your regular rock form, you do already get kind of like a little bit of a bonus to your armor
yeah,
for being a rock. But when you are just a straight up boulder, it is increased. But I don't think that there was any formal ruling on whether that means that you can spend a hold to just ignore any damage for that particular damage roll, or if it just gives you extra armor. We did not make a formal decision on that, I don't think.
okay. Then we'll say it gives you armor, because I still think, like a rock can be blasted to smithereens, right? So like ignoring all damage, it doesn't make entire sense. So we'll just have it increase your armor even more. So like normal rock form, you'll probably get like a +1 to your armor. And then in your solid rock defensive state, you'll get +2 instead of +1 to your armor.
Nice. Okay.
So in your solid rock state, since you are now touching the ground,
Yes.
you have +4 armor?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
still have my regular
Ooh.
armor, but I don't have my shield, so +4.
Okay, that's bananas. Your guys' armor is off the chain, off the charts. It's crazy.
Pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. Let's see. They're gonna. I don't even know if they can get past your armor. They can this time because they rolled really well. But by really well, they rolled 6 damage. So they do actually have 1 piercing to their weapon. So they will subtract 1 from your armor. So I think that'll do a total of 3 damage to you, Danni.
Okay.
You are in your rock form. We'll give you another opportunity. Well, what do you want to do? You just got attacked. You're in this rock form. What do you want to do next? You're kind of engaged with this woman.
I'm gonna use my second hold to turn into my rock human form and tackle her.
Ooh, okay. That sounds like a hack and slash.
Yeah. We
oh,
said that was +1 strength for that.
yes, that makes sense.
7?
Okay, so that's gonna be you get to deal your damage, but she's also gonna probably deal some damage back to you. I think the trouble that you're having is she's still on her horse, and so you're having trouble. I think maybe you knock her off her horse when you tackle her, but kind of like in the tumble of things, she's able to get another lick against you.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage, and I'll roll the damage for Piercer. She did 1 point of damage, so
Oh.
0 points of damage.
I only did 3 damage.
Okay. That's something. She is she's injured. She's looking bruised and battered, but she's still kicking. We're going to as you're kind of like tumbling and like engaged in this combat with her, we're gonna jump back to Folly, who seems to me to be kind of like not exactly in the fray and not exactly in the thick of things. What are you doing, Folly?
Yeah. quick kind of just a question for reference. How close were we to this village? Just a sec. How close were we to Woodhurst?
You guys, so you guys are probably still. This is probably happening in the middle of your journey there, so there's still probably about 2 days before you arrive.
Yeah, so I can't cast another spell without releasing the cage that our good friend Willowfang is currently in. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to parlay with him. Basically, use the leverage that I had over him, plus the fact that because of this spell, I can basically speak directly into his mind.
Yeah,
and try to kind of try to get any information I can out of him.
Okay.
About the village and about the cult.
Oh, sure. Let's see. Is that gonna be a parlay though? Because a parlay means you're trying to get them to do something. Okay. Yeah. You're trying to get them to talk essentially, right?
Yeah. The way I was thinking of it, so the text of parlay says when you have leverage on a GM character and manipulate them.
Yeah.
I think this is just straight up intimidation. Folly is ooh, we're really scary now. You escaped us once. We're not.
Yeah, you're literally in a cage.
What Folly says in character. Yeah.
Kind of turning the tables on them, right?
If you give us this information, maybe we'll let you go again.
Oh, maybe you'll be merciful.
Not a question, a comment that is related.
Go ahead.
I think before shifting forms the first time, Danni would have dropped their bag on the ground, and you would remember maybe that Danni at one point got an earworm candle, which has 3 uses, and it's you drip it in somebody's ear, and they have to answer 3 questions truthfully.
Ooh.
And you probably would be like, Danni would agree this is important. Or maybe you wouldn't know. Maybe you just have to take that risk. I don't want to metagame.
Oh, that's kind of well. The text of the spell cage does say that nothing can get in or out.
Ooh.
So you would have to release the spell to use.
Yeah, maybe as Folly is rolling parlay, Folly is pulling the candle out and is starting to light it. Just in the middle of this battle is I don't know what this candle looks like, but it is kind of this sort of weird, slightly sinister moment of maybe we'll let you go this time, and is starting to repair this kind of occult looking candle. So maybe that adds to the ambiance.
Cool. Yeah. I think that's super cool. So go ahead and roll the parlay. I think this is cool. I think you definitely have the leverage, and you're trying to manipulate them, basically trying to get them to talk and tell you anything, whatever you want to know.
Yeah, that is plus charisma. So maybe it's not necessarily my best roll, but okay, that was a 4. I will take XP.
Take XP.
I am taking XP as we speak.
Willowfang laughs. He laughs in your face, essentially.
Yeah. Folly is not the most intimidating person.
I think the candle isn't as intimidating as you thought it was going to be, and I think that's only emphasized by it kind of wisping out, and it just kind of doesn't stay lit. And he says, "We're not going to tell you anything. We're not." He's kind of growling this, right? He's got his hands on the cage, like a prisoner, and he's like, "We're not going to tell you anything. You just cost us a big haul. We're going to gut you, and as soon as this cage dissipates, I'm going to personally gut you."
Oh.
Yeah. I think Folly takes a step back, a little bit flustered at this. It says, "I'm sure you'll do that just as soon as your friends start winning the fight for you." And Folly kind of gestures around at the 2 poachers who are dead, the others who are still fighting, and says, "They're very, very, very confident words for someone who is completely powerless right now."
he spits. But since nothing can leave the cage, it kind of like just hits it like a magically invisible barrier and kind of
Flowers.
yeah. But it's still gross to look at. And he just says, "Just wait. You're gonna have to release the spell, and then we'll see." Meanwhile, Harvey and Betty, what are the two of you doing? Betty, you kind of just convince the trolls to leave, and Harvey, you're engaged with Moral, who I think you didn't really have like a good hold on him, I don't think, and so like you're not. He kind of like broke free when he hit you.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah.
How many poachers are left?
3, including Willowfang, who's caged.
Oh, so there's only 2 left that aren't caged.
Oh wait, I counted wrong. No, there are 4 left, including Willowfang.
Who's closest to me?
The one closest to you is Moral, who is engaged with Harvey. And then the other 2 are kind of about the same amount of distance, just kind of in different locations. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna attack the one that was closest to Harvey because it sounds like they're closest to me.
Yes.
But if either of the other 2 are coming near, like Folly or Danni, I want to know about that so I can. I mean, I know that one is near Danni, and Danni has the rock form. But is anyone approaching Folly at all that I need to worry about?
No one's approaching Folly. The last remaining poacher is engaged with the two folk who emerged at the beginning of the battle.
Okay, so would you say that the one that is dealing with Harvey, are they paying attention to me?
No, I would say that they're not. Well, they're aware of you, right? But Harvey is a closer threat than Betty is.
Can I make a called shot, or is this a volley?
Could you read the language on called shot again?
Called shot, attack a defenseless or surprised enemy at range.
No, I think this is I think this would be a volley.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna volley the one that's right in front of Harvey.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll volley.
6, 9 plus.
God damn.
4. So that's 13.
That is crazy. Okay. I mean, that's a full success. So go ahead and deal your damage. You do that without any issues.
Okay. So 3 plus 1 is 4, but we just discovered that I'm supposed to add Bleu's thing. So that becomes 7. So I hit. So Betty sees that this person has just tried to. In my mind, I made the big speech to the trolls, and the trolls are like, "Why should we trust
you?" Mm-hmm.
And then one of these poachers just went, tried to stab at Harvey, and Harvey just kind of caught their sword hand and like shoved them back. So I don't like that at all. So I whip around and I trigger finger, boom, and this hits this guy right on the shoulder, 4 damage, poisons him. So Harvey's next attack against this person, he'll roll with advantage on damage.
Oh my god!
And then as I hit him in the shoulder and he kind of stumbles back, Bleu leaps over the cart. This like 6-foot long mastiff, looking like the Beast from The Sandlot.
Oh my god!
Leaps over and grips onto his leg and starts slobbering all over this guy's leg as he starts ripping the meat off of his shin bone.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done.
Oh my god, Harvey. This guy is distracted.
How
slightly.
fucked up is he?
He's.
Wait, my next attack is against just this guy. So yeah, I'm just gonna attack this guy. It doesn't matter how fucked up he is. I don't want to just waste the advantage.
So that was 7 damage total, just to make sure.
It's 7 damage?
Yeah, because I did 4, but I add the 3 from Bleu.
Oh my god!
We talked about
Bleu,
earlier.
Yeah, no, Blue's got 3?
Yeah, because Bleu is a monster now.
Yeah, because the monster.
I took the move unnatural ally. Your companion is a monster, not an animal.
Oh my god. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna Zach, he looks worse than I was gonna tell you. He's bloody. He's pretty ripped up. It's not gonna take much to finish him off.
Okay. Still don't want to waste the advantage.
So what are you doing?
I don't want to kill him. So I think I'm gonna like reach down, grab my flail, and while he's distracted with Bleu, just kind of because last I stated it was at a near range. So I got a long chain right now. So I'm just gonna throw that over his neck and start wrapping it around.
Okay, and you said you are not killing him?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're still are you trying to like are you sorry, I just need clarification. Are you trying to do non-lethal damage? Or are you trying to restrain him?
Oh, I'm trying to do non-lethal damage.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll hack and slash, and this will be non-lethal if depending on your rolls.
Okay, first roll, second roll.
Oh my god. Well, they were both successes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Okay.
let's deal that damage.
Oh yeah. You would have
12.
You would have taken this guy's head off otherwise. Yeah. So you were able to wrap your chain around this dude, and
So I instantly take him down, right?
yeah, you basically like choke him, and you stop before you kill him.
I don't even think no, I don't choke him.
No, you don't choke him.
I wrapped the chain around his neck for full control, and I just yank back on it, and bring his head down onto my knee, and just knock him out.
Okay, sure. That does the trick. He is knocked unconscious. He drops. He's down. You think that maybe you might have killed him for a split second, but then you see his chest rise and fall as he continues to breathe and bleed from his previous injuries.
Fantastic.
That leaves just a couple more folk to go. Let's jump back to Danni then. Danni, you and Piercer are exchanging blows. You guys are dodging each other's attacks. Each one of you kind of like both of you kind of like take glancing blows that don't do much damage. What do you want to do as you're engaged with this woman?
Gosh, she seems like she's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, she's injured, but not like on death's door.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my hold. So turn back into just my regular halfling form.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be like, hey, you're a poacher, so clearly you have no ethics. I'm gonna give you a chance to abandon your friends.
Ooh. That sounds like a parlay.
Yeah, probably.
Because you're basically your leverage is you and your buddies are losing the fight. Here's an opportunity that I'm graciously giving you.
Yeah, I'm very kindly giving you the chance to run away like a little worm.
That's perfect. Yeah, so go ahead and roll parlay.
Okay, it is a 7. We have inspiration for this one, right?
Yeah, we do have inspiration. We get those from our like role player. Fuck it, that was cool, and workhorse.
But we decided you have to spend it before the roll.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then 7 plus 2 is 9.
Okay, excellent. So that's a partial success. So they're willing to consider your offer, but you have to show them some sort of like concrete assurance of your promise. So what do you do to show them that you mean what you say?
I'm gonna drop my shillelagh. I don't know if I'd even be holding it or would I have left it.
You turned because you turned back into your halfling form, right? Like your normal halfling
Yeah.
form. Yeah, you would probably have it either like on your belt still or in your hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop my shillelagh and my shield. Do I have my shield as well? I forget how this whole like.
Yeah, like basically when you like you so imagine you're in your halfling form and you have both your shield and your shillelagh in your hand, right? And you're like,
Right.
I'm going to transform. You do that and it kind of like magically like melds into you in your like shapeshift form, and you gain some benefits like from your like the armor that you're wearing, but other than that, it's just kind of like in this magical nebulous place, you know,
Cool.
until you shapeshift back, and then when you shapeshift back, you're in your clothes, you have your shillelagh and your shield again.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna drop both of those and like take a step back.
Uh, let's see. Okay, she's in. Okay, she she looks at you. Her brow is furrowed. Um, she is more muddy than she is bloody. She takes a moment to look over the battlefield, and she sighs, and she looks back at you, and she nods, and she gets on her horse, and she runs through the battlefield, down the path, like not towards the place that you're headed, but like towards the place that they were like headed, like back the way that they were going, and she gallops through this muddy, mucky road, and she passes by the cage that Willowfang is in, and he screams at her hysterically to get back here. Get back here! Where you think you're going? If I see you again, you know, just he sounds absolutely crazy right now.
Yeah.
But Piercer leaves. She takes up your offer and she flees the battle. Whether it's because she's you know a a coward, or if she just saw an opportunity to live another day, it didn't matter to her, and she is out of the battle.
Never trust a poacher, man.
No,
Never.
poachers cannot be trusted. Okay, so Piercer is out, which just leaves Merle's unconscious. Alex is the one who's fighting with the two other folks. I think at this point, I think I don't know why they're having so much trouble. It's 2 against 1. But Alex has turned out to be more competent, I guess, than they were expecting. And he's about like half health. Let's see. Folly, is there anything that you want to do now that the battle's kind of quieting down, and there's just the one poacher other than Willowfang out there?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm kind of like holding off on casting spells until Danni can get a read on this guy. But yeah, Folly does Folly does not actually use weapons very often. Folly does have a small set of bow and arrows, and I think after the kind of failed conversation with Willowfang, pulls pulls their bow from over their shoulder and is going to just take a shot at Alex.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll a volley.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no.
I failed again. That was a 1. Or I mean that was a 2d6 plus 1, so that was 5.
Okay.
XP.
XP. Thank you.
Yep.
I think Alex is just kind of badass as hell, and I think he's gonna dodge your arrow, which draws his attention towards you. He's gonna dodge the 2 attackers who are attacking him, and he's just gonna let's see. Does he have a crossbow? He does have a crossbow. Yeah, he's just gonna like quickly grab his crossbow and take a shot at you, and he's gonna deal 5 damage.
All right, that is. I'm going to take that down to 3 damage. They have 2 armor. Yeah, Folly is just really, really embarrassing themselves in front of Willowfang.
Yeah, Willowfang, you definitely hear him laughing, like maniacally, when he sees the arrow kind of like tear into your side a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
Danny's
take a
just
shot.
gonna shout like, "You've got a lot to laugh about for a dude who got caged in the first round."
He's gonna.
Alex is carrying this whole battle.
Yeah, Alex is like killing it. Well, not killing it, but he's holding himself. You know, he's surviving.
Mhm.
I want to shoot Alex.
Excellent. Roll a volley.
Give me 1 second to mark something off.
Yeah, you do that. Meanwhile, Willowfang also can see that the battle is quieting down, and he's taken a step back away from the bars of this magical cage, and he's drawn his battle axe into his hands, and he's just glaring at Folly, kind of in a ready to attack position.
I rolled. I rolled another. I rolled a 14 on my volley,
Oh my god. Okay.
and I got a 12 on my damage roll.
Holy moly. Well, that's gonna do it.
That kills him.
That kills him.
I think the screen is like I'm at like a weird Dutch angle in the screen, and then Bleu comes up next to me, and he's like kind of at like head level with me, and I just give the word. We established that I have kind of like an old timey language that I use for commands, and he just like takes off, and it's just like a high shot, where you just see like Bleu sprinting across the field, and Alex like raises his bow to try to shoot at Bleu, and I take the shot, and it hits him, and it like blows out his kneecap, and he like goes down, and he's like screaming because his knee's all messed up, and then the last thing he sees is Bleu just like launch through the air, and he's got his like he's doing that thing that dogs do where their lips curl back, and
Yeah.
they bare all of their fangs, and you just hear him go, and then it like cuts.
Yeah. Oh man, that's excellent. Cool. And that is like the end of like this battle, and I feel like we fade to black for like just a second, and everyone is kind of like putting away their weapons. I think the 2 people who were fighting Alex, their names are Tusk and Vabara. Tusk is the poacher that you met in the earlier, way early episode or way early sessions that we did. He's the one that Danni carved a P into their forehead, and he kind of trots up to you all on his horse, and he says, "Well met. I had a feeling that I would run into you one day. I'm glad to see that your stance on poachers hasn't changed, unlike mine. Thank you for aiding. Thank you for aiding us. We were planning on taking them out ourselves, but a couple in our party fell to some creatures in the wasteland, and so we were gonna make our final stand here to try and free that troll that they had captured. So I'm glad that you were here, because I don't know if the 2 of us could have done it on our own. Especially now with that dude we were fighting.
Well, first of all, I'm glad to see you finally grew a pair. Second of all, let's be clear. You aided us, not the other way around.
It's semantics. However you want to look at it. We've been trailing these people. We've been dogging these people for the past several days. So however you want to look at it, it doesn't matter. We defeated the poachers. But yeah, then he's gonna look over and see Willowfang, and he's gonna like kind of like raise his chin in a gesture over to him and be like, "What do you plan on doing with this guy? I haven't seen him since our fateful encounter."
Well,
We're gonna kill him, probably.
Folly, Folly's going to turn to Danni and ask, do you need to be close to him to study him?
I need to be closer than I am now, that's for sure.
okay.
Okay. I think in that case, Folly is going to kind of turn to, I guess it's Harvey, Betty, and then the other two poachers, who is going to say, "All right, I'm going to release the cage, but be ready to subdue him." And Folly is going to cast a spell. Hopefully successfully. I would like to cast a spell, Mirror Image.
Do inspiration beforehand if
I was going to do that. Mirror Image, you create an illusory image of yourself. The next attack against you affects the illusory image, not you. The image then dissipates.
Super cool. Okay. So cast a spell.
I got my crossbow ready also.
Yay.
Fire.
I got my shillelagh ready. I'm going to pick it up again.
Advantage and okay. Well, that is going to be a total of 12
On your cast the spell, right?
on the cast the spell. Yes.
Excellent.
And because I'm casting a spell, the cage dissipates. And Folly's going to take a step back, and where he was standing a moment previously, kind of an illusory image of Folly is standing there.
Yeah. As soon as the cage dissipates, Willowfang charges at Folly and their illusory double. And he's going to try and attack you, Folly.
I had my crossbow ready.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
I have my shillelagh ready as well.
Okay.
Would you say that he was defenseless in a way that would allow me to do a called shot?
I don't think so. Now that he's free of the cage, yeah.
Just a regular volley.
Okay.
10.
Solid. Deal your damage.
I deal 11 damage.
Oh shit.
Did you specify non-lethal?
He did not, but luckily it drops him down to it's a good hit. He kind of falls to the ground in pain. His charge is stopped. I mean, not to just like tell you, but he's got 1 HP left.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I could, like, I think as he's like running, like Bleu gets in front of him and starts like snarling at him, and I think I shoot him through the cheek.
Oh.
And it just goes out the back of his skull. Doesn't hit his brain. But I
Okay.
shoot
Yeah.
him. I was not trying to be non-lethal. I shoot him through the cheek. It blows out the back of his
face.
the back of his skull.
Yeah.
And he just like goes down, and he's just like, and he's making very uncomfortable gasping noises.
Yeah.
We were trying to question him and study his essence.
Yeah.
To talk.
I've got my reasons. Also,
Yeah.
I can get him to talk even if he's dead.
Yeah. While you kind of all are berating Betty, Willowfang is kind of like on his hands and knees, and his head's kind of like bowed like a little bit, and blood is just kind of like dripping into the muddy road. He's like befuddled. He doesn't know. He doesn't realize what hit him, right? Like it happened so quickly since it was a crossbow bolt, and his face is on fire. but he's not really. His rage has ended. He's no longer trying to attack anyone.
I have a rope that is animated.
Oh yeah.
I would like to throw the tricksy rope at him, or I would like to whisper to the rope, which coils around my hand like a snake. Say, bind his neck to his hands, and I'm gonna throw the rope, and then it's gonna wrap around his neck and bind his neck to his hands.
Okay, yeah. You see this magical rope. You throw it at him, so it kind of like lands in the. I think it lands on his like hands that are like still in the mud, and it like crawls. It like slithers up his arm and then wraps around his neck and then brings his hands together, and he's just kind of kneeling there, his hands bound with the rope kind of like trailing from his neck to his hands, and he is bound.
I'm gonna walk up to him, just ignoring what everyone is saying about how we needed to question him, and I'm just gonna walk up to him, and I'm gonna kind of poke at the hole in his face.
He's gonna
and
scream.
then after he's done squirming,
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna get very close and I'll be like, "I heard what you said about Folly, there. You shouldn't have done that." And then I'll stand up and I'll be like,
he spits some blood at
"He's
you.
ready to be questioned." Oh,
Okay,
he spits blood at me?
He
Where's the
does-
blood go?
Let's see. How close did you get to? You whispered at him, right?
I whispered in his ear.
Yeah, he turns and spits in your face.
Okay.
He spits blood. Like it's mostly blood, but it's like he's spitting blood in your face.
Damn, this guy likes spitting.
He does. He's pretty angry.
I am going to. And I say, "Ah, dear. At least buy me dinner first. By the way, Spear says hi." And I poke his cheek again and pop up. "Hey, guys! Everything is all hunky-dory. He's ready to be questioned there. Go on. I got him all fresh and prepped for you. Like a good sous chef there. Why don't you go over there and talk to him, eh?"
Harvey
He still
visit. Oh,
talk with half his head blown
yeah.
off.
Hold up.
I don't think. Well,
just give me a second.
yeah.
Harvey is gonna walk up in a huff, like he is stomping his feet. He's gonna like kneel down and like rip the arrow out before shoving a healing potion down this guy's throat.
Oh, the arrow went out the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
it went all the way through.
It
I
went.
thought it was like stuck in there. Okay.
Yeah, so it was just an arrow, right? So it's mostly just like a hole. It's not like anything exploded too crazily. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna like put my finger in the hole that's like probably a little bit connected to his throat, and I'm just gonna pour the potion down his throat. So he heals for 10 HP.
You had a healing potion?
Yeah, I had 2.
Oh, sick. Okay, he heals for 10. Okay, sure. He heals for 10 HP, which brings him back up. I think how that looks is, his wounds kind of start to heal over. I think they like the bleeding obviously stops, and they don't stitch completely closed, but I think they've like scabbed over.
Okay.
It looks
And-
like Tom Hardy in the season of Peaky Blinders after he gets shot in the face.
Yeah. And Willowfang kind of like, how he was like on his hands and knees kind of kneeling in the mud. He kind of like gets himself up. He's still on his knees, but he's like, no longer profusely bleeding from his face. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so first of all, Danny needs to study this guy's essence, and I didn't want Danny studying the essence of someone who was half dead. So Danny, you should study that essence.
So glad we used a healing potion on an enemy so Betty could have their ego massaged.
Hey, He said he was gonna flay Folly alive.
Okay, I study his essence.
Okay. Do you have to do anything for that, or is it just like you just take a few minutes to?
Just take a few minutes.
Okay, yeah, you
And
have
then I'm gonna.
here.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Willowfang, he is he's an elf with green scales.
Cool.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it. That's all I was gonna tell you.
Okay. And okay. I would probably steal his clothes aside from his underwear because I'm not trying to assault anybody out here. I just want his clothes.
Okay. His clothes are, a little muddy. But you're
Yeah.
able to get his clothes. And he's down in his undergarments.
Okay, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna try it out, so I'm gonna just shapeshift right now.
Oh, that's gotta be fucking weird.
Yeah.
See someone turn into you right in front of you.
Yeah, so
I got
you got a 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how does it feel transforming into an elf man?
Yeah, it's really weird because I just recently got the ability to turn into other forms. I mean,
Like humanoids?
yes, exactly. And so I've only turned into Lieutenant Libby, and this is definitely different, especially because the habits you have throughout your life kind of leave their impacts on your body and whatnot. And I imagine that he lives a life that's full of hate and adrenaline. And so probably does not feel as fun as being in Libby's body. I don't know. I mean, she is a cop, so I
Yeah.
don't know. Let's go that far.
It's not that fun. Yeah, you can definitely yeah, I feel like you can feel the hardness of his body. Like he's lived a hard life out in the wilderness doing this kind of evil stuff. And you can kind of just feel it in the aches of his joints and whatnot. But you look exactly like him, and Willowfang looks at you and growls. And he says, "That's weird."
Okay, what did we want to actually ask him?
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do with him now that you have him bound?
I would give the earworm candle to you guys because I don't have any questions in mind.
Yeah, I think we were mostly worried. I don't even think we wanted to question him, did we?
We
Didn't
wanted
we
to
just
find out about the cult.
Or I guess see if he knew anything. I was only questioning him earlier because I was like, well, it seems like everyone else has the all the other poachers kind of handled, and I don't really want to cast any other spells right now. So it was kind of just like, well, I have this guy. Let's see if he knows anything.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask him again. I think I'm standing behind him, and I just kind of grab the hair on, or no, he's an elf. I kind of grab his head and just wrench it back, so that he's looking at my helmet.
Sure, he's just glaring at you.
And I'm just like, what do you know of the cult out here?
Why should I tell you anything? Just kill me.
Because when we're done here, I'm going to offer you a choice. And if you don't answer my questions, that choice will be taken from you.
It seems like all my choices have already been taken from me.
Rope tighten a little bit.
He kind of he groans.
Yeah, so I never actually used any of my holds for my burning brand, so I think my hand is still on fire.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lift up the face guard on my helm so that he's staring into my eyes, And instead of the warm amber eyes that Harvey usually has, they're these like steely, soulless blue.
Oh.
And I'm going to get down on one knee and say, tell me, elf, which dragon do you hail from?
I hail from Tiron the Verdant.
Well, when we're done here, one way or another, you will return to Tiron. Whether that's as a cripple or as a soul is entirely up to you.
Then let it be as a soul. I have nothing left to say to you.
I'm gonna light the earworm candle and drip the wax in his ear.
Cool. What? I forget the ruling on that. Do you get how many questions?
3 questions. They have to answer honestly.
Okay. You drip the kind of like, you drip the wax into his ear, and he kind of like shakes his head and blinks a little bit as if he's like trying to fight something within his mind, and then his eyes kind of become glassy, as if he's on some sort of drug, and you're free to ask him some questions.
What's the city we're going to called again?
Woodhurst.
Woodhurst, right, okay. I'm just gonna say, what do you know about the cult that has lately started growing in Woodhurst?
He's gonna like shake his head again, and then he's gonna say, I know that they're a bunch of freaks. They worship this god of death, and they make sacrifices every month. We travel past that village as quickly as possible every time.
Which god?
I don't know. I know it's a god of death, one that I've never heard of. Well, no, he doesn't say that last bit. It's a god of death. He doesn't know which one.
Okay. And finally, what are the names and last known locations of every poacher you've ever worked with?
Oh shit. Sure. He's going to give you like a list of names. I'll get you a list later.
Cool.
But he gives you a list of names and locations of poachers that he knows of and has worked with.
Cool.
And after that third question, his head kind of drops a little bit, and you see like a little bit of liquid kind of pour out of his ear. And then he kind of like blinks a couple more times, and he glares up at all of you again, and he says, "Are we done here?"
Afraid not, bud. You see, my friends and I find that it's good for our well-being if we bear some mark of our crimes on our bodies.
And then he's gonna look over at Tusk, and he's gonna be like that poor fool.
Yes, like that poor fool.
But at least he took a lesson.
Oh, I'm taking a lesson, all right. A lesson that you won't forget one day.
Can I so I think Folly actually hasn't been present in this conversation. I'm gonna be doing my Reaper move, I think, in the background, but I don't think Willowfang ever actually got an attack in on the illusory Folly. So I think this like sort of magical version of Folly has just been standing there the entire time, entirely motionless, not breathing, not blinking or anything. And as Willowfang says this, Folly's double is going to say, I don't think you have any more lessons left in you, elf.
You're right, but I'll make sure that you all learn a lesson in the future.
No, I
like
don't.
that.
I
There's
don't think you
When he-
will.
When he says that, I'm gonna say, call him Ligare, and the rope is just gonna like start constricting around his neck, and his face is gonna start to turn
Can
purple.
we not murder this guy? Because first of all, here, let me make an argument real quick, and at the end of it, you got to do what your soul says is right. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, having haters out for your blood, wandering the world, fantastic. Such a good feeling. Any day could be your last, or like a battle. You never know. And cool people have haters. Lots of people wander around with no haters. They feel perfectly comfortable and safe. Not me. I've got at least 3 people right now who are probably looking for me, and I wouldn't mind having 4. Second part of the argument, I say if I put a little pea on his forehead, like the other guy, and I use that spell I have that gives somebody some kind of disease, hopefully it's not a deadly one, just one that's like really annoying to live with, and then we let him go, that's punishment enough. And third of all, yeah, he's killed a lot of people today.
Yeah, no, Harvey was about to say, just give him not the mercy of death. For an elf who begs of death, it is too good. It's an old proverb from the Bible.
The Bible, the Elf Bible.
The Elf Bible.
The Ravunthian Bible.
The Ravun
Dragon
Bible.
Bible.
The Gospel of
Ravuntian
Ravun.
Bible.
So that's my vote. My vote is thumbs down for killing. Sounds like Zach's vote is thumbs down too.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down for permanent disfigurement.
I don't think, with the caveat that like Folly is not like kind of in this conversation. It's just whatever. I don't know how kind of independent illusion magic Folly is, but my vote is not to carve pea, just a pea into his forehead, but to cast something that's kind of more like damning or more specific. I don't know what that looks like. Cast it like writing like coward or
Nice.
something. I don't know, something mean.
Yeah. What if he wasn't a deserter, but deserters are hated the world over?
Oh. It doesn't even need to be true. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Okay, so it
Or
sounds
maybe
like
just a good old-fashioned traitor.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
deserters are even
Okay.
more hated.
Okay.
Danny, you said I could go with whatever's in my heart.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you guys just like walk up the road a ways?
No,
No, sorry.
I genuinely am opposed to the death of this elf because he asked for it. It is what he wants, and therefore he can't have it.
I believe you should do whatever you want, but I'm not gonna accomplice. I'm not gonna make it easy.
Okay. Blue. And then Blue's just gonna grab the back of the rope, and like drag it till it's tight around this guy's neck and pull him away until you guys behind the carriage until you guys can see his feet stop moving.
unless someone stops you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stop that from happening.
All right.
Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that this is smart?
I never
You-
think anything is smart.
You've got a brother there who put not just your life in danger, but the life of me, Danny, and Folly in danger. After us, we've got Molly and she's come back from paralysis. You said that you were fine with permanent disfigurement there, but we did that to Molly, and Molly's coming back after us. Do you think this is smart? Do we need another person out there in the world who's mad at us? And we can carve a letter in his forehead there. That just sounds like torture, right? That doesn't sound kind. I'm not trying to be cruel. I'm trying to be smart. I don't need more people following the people that I care about there. I don't need more enemies for our crew. We got enough people looking for us. I just need one less.
I think like how this conversation happens is Harvey's hand is like on the rope, preventing it from being tightened too much. And he just looks in the elf's eyes. This is a mercy you don't deserve, but I hope you bring it with you to the next life. And he's gonna release it.
Does Danni or Folly do anything to stop Bleu and Betty from killing Willowfang?
I mean, I can say on my end, Folly himself is not witnessing this conversation. Illusion Magic Folly has kind of like followed behind Bleu and is just standing there watching. Isn't interfering or saying anything.
That's so creepy. Okay. Danni.
Nope.
Okay. Bleu drags Willowfang behind the wagon, and Willowfang perishes off screen. After a minute or two, Bleu comes back. And I think that's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
All right. What a high point to end it on.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Some inner group conflict.
Oof.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. That was crazy.
Appreciate,
okay.
I do appreciate Betty taking the time to, stand up for Folly after Folly was embarrassed multiple times in front of this guy.
To be fair, though, Folly did cage this guy for the entirety of the battle.
And then did
There
kind
is
of
no
fail
to be
at
fair.
doing everything
He's a
else.
poacher. He doesn't have rights.
I like if we get embarrassed, we can all recover from that. I just think that Betty, and I might change my alignment in a way that reflects this, but like anyone who, if he had like begged and been like, please, like, just let me go. Like, I'm just trying to make an honest day's wage. I would not have given a shit. I would have been like, yeah, he can go. That's fine. It's literally just the fact that he was like, I'm going to flay you alive when I get out of here. It's like, no, you said the wrong words. You said the opposite of the magic words. And now you have to go. Now you have to go in timeout forever.
Forever timeout.
I can understand the logic of that, but I really think that in this episode, Betty is acting like the toxic guy in a dark fantasy romance who's like, I care about you, so I'm going to ignore your wishes and do what I think is best for you.
A little bit, yeah. I do. I was like, yeah, a little bit.
I just don't understand how it's any nicer to like. I guess technically, in like a philosophical sense, right? It is more morally appropriate to leave him alive somehow to like maintain his life. But I find it hard to like figure out how like torturing and like permanently disabling someone is like better.
Just so we're clear, like on
it was. I never said I had a moral high ground. I said we've killed a lot of people here today. There's going to be a lot of bodies, a lot of families that are looking for their random poacher relatives.
And just so we're clear, the stance Harvey was taking was not that it was nicer. In his viewpoint, it was significantly crueler to leave him alive, which was what he wanted. because he was a disgrace to elf kind, and he thought it served him better to live and carry that with him. So yeah, it's like we all had similar ideals about what this guy deserved, just the routes to go there were different.
So end of session stuff?
Yeah, so we're gonna
Yeah.
go into end of session.
I just want to say, for anybody else, if anyone else, Danny, you told me to go with what was in my heart. I feel like this is the safest thing. If in the future you ever don't want me to do a thing because you feel like it's like too dark or it's like too fucked up, I feel like you should tell me like don't do it, because you said to do what was in my heart, and that is what I think was the safest thing, because I just feel like we've had too many people come back after we were like, let's not deal with this right now.
No, I mean, I think that makes sense for Betty and like where Betty is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I want to set like a precedent, like outside of
Mhm.
character, right? Like out of character. If you guys like really have a problem with it, like like we can retcon it or whatever, but like I heard like do what Betty thinks is best, right? Do what's in Betty's heart, right? And that's what I think Betty would do, right? If at any point like you really don't want me to do something, because I think that Betty is just is like a non-risk taker when it comes to this shit. So like if you don't want me to do something, like don't tell me not to do it, and I promise like I won't do it.
Zachary didn't care that much. Harvey just cared a whole lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
My character didn't want you to. I didn't care what you did.
Yeah, I really,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I just
I
wanted
in
to-
character.
well, I felt like I gave pretty much everyone an opportunity to jump in if we wanted to stop it.
Okay.
And so
I just want to make sure that the character conflict is not player conflict.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
we're
I
good.
feel like that happens sometimes,
yeah, for sure.
and like sometimes it's the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
But you gotta recognize that Danny's gonna have beef with somebody who's like, I care about you, which is why I'm gonna disrespect what you just said you wanted.
And Harvey's definitely going to be annoyed if Danny explicitly asks for something, because he's sworn to protect Danny. He loves Danny, and then goes against Danny's wishes. Anyways, let's do session.
Yeah, no, I think
Session stuff.
no, I think this is good. I think the intergroup conflict is kind of fun. And hopefully we can get to a point where it kind of explodes, and we can see what comes of that. So in any case, let's do end of session.
The thing about a death god that he's never heard about does not sound foreboding,
No,
or character specific at all.
yeah, that never sounds. Yeah, that never sounds. It sounds pretty good. Okay.
Excited to see where this cult stuff goes.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited too. I think this will be kind of interesting. Do any of you think any of your bonds were resolved?
Yes.
Ooh.
I resolved my bond with Folly.
Cool. What was it?
I've always worried about Folly's ability to survive in the dungeon, but when Folly saved my ass earlier, I was like, I need to stop worrying about Folly and start relying on Folly.
Ooh, cool.
Oh,
I like that.
Zach, that was also like the starting character bond you had with Folly, right?
Oh, the only person I've solved, you and Danny both. We're on the starting one still.
Okay.
That's incredible. Cool. So go ahead and take an XP for that then, since you resolved that bond. And then it sounds like you have the new bond ready to go, so that's nice.
Yes.
Anyone else think they resolved their bonds?
Nope.
Okay, no problem.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think mine might have, but I'm not sure, because My bond with Danni isn't like any druid I've ever met. I must learn how they think. But I feel like something about like being like seeing how Danni reacted to the idea of going into the wastelands and knowing that Danni is from the wastelands, and then mechanically and narratively the fact that Danni rolled that that 6 on the Pathfinder, right?
Oh,
To try to like figure out, and that was tied into the fact that they're nervous, right, about being here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to remove it, and I want to write something about like Danni left like a complicated past in the wasteland. I want to know what happened, right? Something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. I think you can definitely resolve it, and then maybe we can think of the wording for next
Yeah.
session. But I think that's interesting, and I think that'll drive your character. It'll drive your characters a little bit for this next like arc, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So that's it for bonds. Let's see. Looking at your alignment, do you guys? We'll go in order in this one since everyone has a different alignment. And we'll go in order on my screen. Betty, did you play to your alignment?
Minorly, it's stuck to or enforced a contract. We had that scene very early on with the contract, but that was it.
Yeah. I feel like that was pretty minor. I don't know if
This
that
was kind of outside the scope of our contract.
Yeah. I would say maybe not for this time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't think so either.
And then do you think your alignment has changed?
I don't think so yet.
Okay.
I think at some point Betty might. There's no double alignments in Dungeon World as far as I could tell.
There are not. But
I think
but we can make a custom one.
I think fundamentally Betty thinks of herself as someone who is lawful. I might move it to like lawful evil at some point and make it like a alignment like people who threaten the lives of our crew need to be eliminated or something like that. But I don't
think you're there yet.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
Yeah. But I can
think
definitely
that might be like the trajectory.
I can kind of feel that's kind of a little bit where it's headed.
Yeah, but yeah, not today.
Okay, so no XP for that. Harvey, what is
Defeat a worthy opponent.
I think you defeated a few worthy opponents today.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So go and take an XP for that. Do you think your alignment has changed?
It's never going to change.
No,
Harvey is
Harvey's pretty
true neutral.
Yeah, I'm into that. Folly, what is your alignment?
Yeah, my alignment is neutral. It proved myself worthy of Ash's blessing.
Ooh.
I don't know. I didn't do a lot of cleric magic this session. I did note that I took the kind of opportunity to dedicate the victory to Ash, but I didn't really do much sort of tangible stuff with it.
I don't know. I think you blessed Betty, which was cool, and then you also saved Harvey from that massive hit he was going to take.
Mushroom Club.
With the Mushroom Club.
Mushroom Club.
The Mushroom Club was pretty tight. So I kind of want to give it to you. I feel like your connection with Ash allowed you to help your party in a pretty meaningful way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will take that in that case.
And then Danni, What's your alignment?
Chaotic, disregard social norms, and make someone uncomfortable. I don't think so this time because we were kind of outside of society, so.
Yeah, I felt like even though, yeah, I feel like your scorpion form didn't really get the chance to like really sink in how uncomfortable that might make someone feel. Okay, so maybe not take an XP for that. And then this is our session XP triggers. Did you learn something new and important about the world?
Yes.
Yeah, we learned how trolls work.
Mhm.
We learned more about the geography of the wasteland. We learned that we got some very minor, but we got information about the spokes of the turning wheel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have a whole list of poachers' names and locations that you will send me later.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I will send that to you. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, go ahead and everyone go ahead and take a point of XP for that.
And I leveled up.
And Jack got his level up. Harvey got his level up. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
And
How does
then
leveling up again? I keep forgetting.
I'm sorry.
How does leveling up work again?
It's your level +7.
Yeah, your level +7, and then
Oh shoot!
whenever there's some downtime, you can do the level up.
Oh, Devon, before I forget,
Yeah.
did they have rations on this cart that we've just destroyed?
Yes, there were some rations.
How many?
Probably a bit. Where were they headed towards? I mean, they probably had one on each of them. Or no, sorry. They were probably going to be on the road for another 2 days. So they had, 2 each. And there were 6 of them, and you killed all of them, right? You killed all of them. One of them was left unconscious.
Yeah,
we took,
but you would take his rations. Okay, yeah. So there's 12 rations.
Kirsten ran away. I don't think she took her rations.
Oh yeah, so that's 5.
Oh, okay. So there's 10 rations.
5 times 2 is 10.
Yeah.
So basically, like 2 of us take 2 and 2 of us take 3.
No, I don't need rations.
Oh, right. So divide it by 3.
I survive on spite alone.
Yeah.
The
which of you
meal.
which of you has less rations?
I have 0.
As does
you both have
Folly.
You
yeah.
both have 0. Fuck. You know what? I'll take 2 because I still had some left. So I have 6 rations. Each of you should take 4 for the way back.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, and then XP triggers. We're almost done here. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone take an XP for that.
Leveling up.
Oh, damn.
So are you level 8?
Yeah, that is out.
Well, next downtime.
Wow, that's incredible. My God, you're just flying through these levels.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, and then our last XP trigger. Did you guys act or interact with an NPC in a meaningful way?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. The trolls, and Willowfang, I think were both meaningful in different ways.
Well, not to mention the P guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna come up a little bit more. Yeah, no, actually, that is a good point. Yeah, and Tusk. You got a chance to say hi to him. We'll probably see a little bit more of him next session. But yeah, cool. So everyone take an XP trigger for that, and then we're gonna go over our inspiration triggers. Who was our workhorse this session?
Folly.
I think Folly was fuck it. That was cool.
Oh, that too.
I was gonna say either Harvey or Betty for workhorse.
I was
Just-
gonna say Betty too.
I say Folly for the cage. Because I feel like he was probably the boss. And he got taken out early.
I think that it was my answer for fuck it. That was cool.
Okay.
All right, so Betty, take the workhorse. I think that's. I was gonna vote
Yep.
for Betty for workhorse.
Okay,
If we
thank you.
needed a tiebreaker. Who was? We'll go with fuck it. That was cool since that's what we were talking about.
Folly.
Yeah.
Folly was
I'll
taking.
second that.
Folly's taking fuck it.
Cast,
That was cool.
One spell successfully.
Yes.
It was cool.
No, you cast 2 spells. Well, you cast 3 spells successfully.
I cast two. I did cast.
You
three
cast. Wait, you
spells.
casted a bunch of spells. You casted bless. You casted cage. You casted mirror image.
And those were the 3.
Those were the 3. Okay, you casted 3.
Yeah.
It was still. They were
You
still all super cool.
had to
Oh,
stop-
also, fuck it, that was cool for being like you get hit by a troll and being like,
Oh
Nope.
yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
That was why it was my vote.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What move was that? That was
The divine intervention.
divine intervention.
it was
Yeah.
It was like it's one of the advanced moves that I have.
Dang, that one is really cool.
I only get to do it once per commune.
Per
but-
commune. That's super neat though. Yeah. Okay. So Folly takes fuck it. That was cool. And then who was our role player?
I feel like I would kind of vote that for Betty too.
I was gonna say Danny, just because I feel like me and Danny had like a really
Intense moment.
conversation.
I feel like Harvey did also have some good role play moments with the kind of like, oh well, like this I don't know, the like elf elf Bible, but then the like oh
Yeah.
like you know like you're going to return to Ravoon one way or another.
The bringing up of the backstory and tying in like the heritage to the speech was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Harvey,
Okay.
take role player. Awesome. That was a great session, you guys. Another wonderful episode of Illiterate Wenches. We still have 2 more sessions for this. Well, maybe not this arc, but for this recording
Little
period.
run.
For this run, yeah. And so I'll see you all next week for another session.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Have a good night, you guys. Another great session of Illiterate Wenches.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Everybody.